You get to read the fact today. So, what's your number?
162. Oh, look! 162.
Okay. I'm going with number 3.
Number 3. Britons eat 97% of the world's baked beans. That sounds about right.
I believe that. In fact, I endorse that.
In fact, we might be doing that soon.
We might be doing that tonight. Hey, NarendraTheComic!
NONSENSEI!
Yes, and right now we're going to be doing something pretty weird. We have to be fair. We have to be honest. We acknowledge it's odd, but I found out something, and that was yesterday or today was the 5-year anniversary of the first trailer for Infinity War to be dropped. So this numpty thought, I want to rewatch that trailer. I haven't seen it in 5 years. I want to see what feels we get. I want to know exactly what I was thinking in that moment. I mean, I know I can probably go back and just rewatch my reaction from back then. But what do we think of it now?
I feel like the nostalgia, the hindsight, we're going to be getting some chills.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit teary on my part. Maybe.
I don't know, it depends.
I don't know.
I do remember it was one of the most ridiculous trailers of all time.
Yeah.
Forget all this other shit. Nowadays we have certain films doing certain things with over marketing, but this one, I know, it was like that Civil War clip. Remember in Civil War where Spider-Man was revealed?
Oh!
Holy shit. That was wild. I think this was kind of that level of, what the fuck did I just watch? So, let's get to this trailer. 5 years later. I would say that we're late, but originally I was early. So this kind of doesn't count as late. And it's a re-reaction. I'm not sure exactly how often we're going to be doing these, but it just felt right.
Have we coined a new term there? A
Re-reaction?
re-reaction?
Hey, you know what? We are creatively defunct.
That's true.
Nah, to be honest, it just felt like it was a good idea. But it might be a bad idea. But let's get to this trailer anyway. Let's go. Oh.
There was an idea
Oh, this is how it started.
to bring together a group of
Remarkable people.
Oh.
to see if we could become something more.
Oh.
So when they needed us,
We could fight the battles that they never could.
That they never.
Oh, it's just too good. It's too good.
It's brilliant.
I don't even know if that was in the film or if that was just promo, but I remember it.
It's iconic. Slowed down.
This was how it should be. We don't need all this extra shit. This is the stuff.
It's the goodness. Oh.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it,
Run from it.
run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Holy!
I'm getting chills.
Holy!
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses.
And get this man a shield.
Yes!
Oh, Lord.
Stop.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Oh, that shot went so viral. I want chills all over.
I've been having a constant chill.
The score is too good.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
What did we live through, Indy? Nonsensei, what happened? What happened 4 years ago? What did we live through?
We lived through the golden era of comic book films.
We'll never see it again. I don't think it's ever gonna be equaled. It's gonna get bettered. It just seems like an impossible feat.
The bar isn't even achievable. It's so far into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
You cannot reach something like this. We were waiting for this without knowing that this was what we were waiting for, you know?
I mean, I knew.
Yeah, the
Because
majority
of the comic
people.
book history of it, but
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man No Way Home really came close to this and Endgame in its epicness, in its cultural notoriety, And it may have leveled it. It may have said, oh, this is almost there. But other than that, I cannot see the other Avengers movies even sniffing what Infinity War and Endgame did. First team-up film was the group coming together. The second one was actually seeing them formed as a group and then working through that.
But
by the time this one comes around, they're broken down, and then the fourth one is coming back together. But with Avengers Endgame, it wasn't my favorite movie in the MCU because I think Infinity War is the best Avengers movie, but I think that it was a very unique situation where you actually saw post-war. Like, this was kind of like watching World War II happen, Infinity War. Whereas Endgame was seeing what happened in the 50s. Like, how did people come back to some sense of normality? And you don't normally see that. You don't see that part of the story. But with Endgame, you got that. Which is a very unique perspective, which doesn't really happen in cinema.
I think you really just hit on something there.
Yeah?
That's actually a really good way of putting it. Normally, the resolution happens, we win the war.
Or lose the war.
And that's it. But we see the loss, we see that defeat, and then we see how people kind of managed to move past that and then somehow win, you know? Which is why it ended on this very somber but hopeful note in Endgame. I remember coming out of Infinity War, it was shambles. In that cinema, I can literally remember people screaming and saying, what is going on? We got something so spectacular.
They did an amazing job just structuring this thing together. And I'm sure the re-edits and re-edits and re-edits would have been crazy for these two movies, but they knocked it out of the park. As I said, Avengers 4, not my favorite, but it's a good Avengers movie, it's a good comic book movie, it's a good MCU movie.
It's also a good finale.
Whereas Infinity War is just a good movie. It doesn't matter. It just hits every single time. And you watch it and go, that is incredible. There are so few plot holes in that movie versus all these other ones. There is nothing that gripes me in that movie where I say, why did they do that though? What happened there? The only thing is the Star-Lord stuff. And even then, he's run by emotion. So that's his character. He's lost everyone in his life who he cares really about.
That's part of the reason why I like Infinity War so much, because the character consistencies, they are bang on the money. As the story is unfolding, we can feel where it's going. We're steering towards it as the audience, right? And then I feel with current day Marvel stuff, that's all fallen away.
It doesn't hit. I think when you look at it, and you look at Infinity War, there were 4 maybe subplots going on all at the same time. You had the Earth Avengers, you had Tony Stark and the Space Avengers, and the Guardians. Then you had Thor going off and trying to build Mjolnir. Sorry, Stormbreaker. Right? And then you had the Thanos arc. So there were 4 big plot lines all interwoven into each other that all had huge impact on the story. And nowadays, it just doesn't do that. No.
It's just meh.
I think this was just a trip down memory lane. And I'm glad I did it. You know, I was going to start rewatching the MCU from the beginning. And then I just decided not to because of how it's gone so far.
Right.
With Phase 4.
That's interesting because I actually started rewatching it a couple of months ago.
Without me!
Iron Man, I started slowly by myself on days where I felt like I needed it. You know, there are certain things, certain films and soundtracks.
I feel cheated.
Where you kind of feel like they're an everyday sort of movie. I can watch it. I don't feel too bogged down. It's not too deep or heavy. It's kind of uplifting. But I got to the first Avengers and I said, I think I need to stop here. Because I didn't want to.
You've seen the outcome. You've seen the final point of where we are now. And you're saying, is it worth it now? But I think I have to look at this the way I looked at Star Wars. Which is, I can still enjoy the first 6 movies. But I ain't going to be watching 7, 8 and 9. Maybe with this in retrospect, in 5, 10 years time, if they don't improve their storytelling with Phase 4, 5, 6, maybe we can just look at the first 3 phases like we look at Star Wars now. We can just enjoy them on their own. It's a self-contained story and say, that's where the story ends for us.
Maybe.
That's only if the story doesn't get better. If the story improves and Kang Dynasty and the multiversal stuff actually gets to a good place, then Phase 4 will be forgotten. People will completely let it go. But if 5 and 6 don't cut the mustard, people are going to be saying, I got stung. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, Thanos himself, the big purple ballsack, gonna come after you. You don't want that? No. Do they want that?
No.
You really don't, so just subscribe anyway to avoid that. I've been NarendraTheComic.
I've been NONSENSEI.
She's been NONSENSEI. You've been great. We'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. tomorrow, if you don't know, make a video every single day. Been doing it every day for over 1,500 days now, and we ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe, pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, hashtag never not here, just how it goes. Also bring the pukwas means nonsense in Punjabi. We also bring a lot, bring a little, do a little, but we do indeed bring quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow, more of the same, slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you friggin' psycho! I got you!